Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Jordan Gabosh. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with the First Nations Waste Minimization Program based out of Green Action Centre here in Winnipeg. We are pleased to welcome Kathleen O'Malley from the Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Institute of Canada. Today, she's going to share with us all about her program and thermostat recovery in Manitoba. We ask you to put any questions you might have in the chat, and we will do a short Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Welcome, Kathleen. And we're good to go.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Jordan. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. As Jordan mentioned, I'm Kathleen O'Malley. I'm Manager of Environmental Services with HRAI, and today I'm going to be providing a brief overview of the Thermostat Recovery Program. So I'll talk about the program background and overview, the products that are accepted, our collection process, program performance, and the program administration. So program background and overview. So HRAI administers and has managed the Thermostat Recovery Program since 2016 on behalf of thermostat manufacturers. Prior to that, the program was managed by Scout Environmental under Switch the Stat. Just give you a little bit of information about HRAI. We're founded in 1968. We're a nonprofit national trade association servicing the HVAC industry in Canada. We represent over 1,250 active member companies, including HVAC manufacturers, wholesalers, and contractors. The Thermostat Recovery Program is a designated Extended Producer Responsibility, or EPR program. HRAI is a pro, and we're focused on recovering mercury-containing and electronic thermostats at end of life throughout Canada, including Manitoba. Excuse me. So the program is currently funded by thermostat manufacturers who have previously sold mercury-containing thermostats in Canada. So the 5 manufacturers that fund TRP are Carrier, Residio, which is a spin-off from Honeywell, Johnson Controls, Lennox, and Emerson, which is known as Copeland. So the products that are accepted. So the program covers thermostats, which are defined as products that sense and control room temperature through communication with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning equipment from both residential and commercial sectors. This includes both mercury-containing and electronic thermostats. So the mercury-containing thermostats, they have an internal vessel which contains the mercury in a sealed glass bulb to control the flow of electrical current. The mercury-containing thermostats can have between 1 and 4 mercury vessels. So each vessel can contain roughly 2.5 grams of mercury, which means a single thermostat could have up to 10 grams of mercury. And over here, you can see, if you can see my I'm just pointing, that's the glass ampule with the mercury inside. And mercury, as I'm sure we all know, is a very toxic heavy metal, and it inhibits brain and nervous system development and can cause kidney malfunction and respiratory failure. The average lifespan of mercury-containing thermostats is approximately 25 years, and they have not been manufactured since at least 2000. The program also accepts electronic thermostats. So these use sensors instead of the mercury switches to detect the temperature levels. Think the newer Wi-Fi and smart thermostats. The residential electronic thermostats typically have a lifespan of 12 to 15 years, while the commercial thermostats can last in operation 20 to 30 years. However, many of the electronic thermostats are being replaced more frequently, 7 to 10 years, even like 5 years. As a result of renovations, replacing the furnaces and HVAC equipment. We're seeing a rapid change in thermostat technology, such as the introduction, as I mentioned, the smart and Wi-Fi thermostats. This is causing thermostats to be replaced before the end of their useful life, simply because consumers are wanting the newer technology. So now I'll talk about our collection system. So the collection system primarily consists of 3 channels to collect the end-of-life thermostat. So our primary channel is HVAC contractors and wholesalers. They remove thermostats from homes and businesses, and some act as drop-off locations for the general public. Then we've got recycling depots, such as municipal recycling depots and private recycling centers that are collection points where the general public can go to drop off their old thermostats. This includes landfills, transfer stations, eco depots, bottle depots, and this channel provides a convenient access to the program for the members of the public. And then we also have a consumer send back kit. So there's an option on the TRP website to request a small 1.25 gallon shipping container. It's suitable for up to about 4 thermostats. And it comes with a prepaid courier return way bill to ship the end of life thermostats directly to our recycling facility, which is located in outside Mississauga in Toronto, in Ontario. Excuse me. The send back channel is open to anyone wanting to return 1 to 4 thermostats who is unable to make it to a drop-off location. This channel will continue to be used in Manitoba, even though we've had a low uptake in this option to return thermostats, but we will continue to offer it. And now we're looking to partner with First Nations communities. We'd like to add you to our collection network, and we look forward to bringing you on board. Registration can be done through the TRP website, and it's free to join. And I'll go into the registration process in a little bit, and a couple more slides in more detail. So our collection locations in Manitoba, excuse me. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat this morning. Our collection partners in Manitoba consists of 69 HVAC contractors. We've got 23 HVAC wholesalers. We've got 22 or 23 municipal recycling depots and 7 recycling centers. And then how to register for our program. So you go to the TRP website and TRP website here, and then you click, there's a registration button on the left-hand side. And it takes you to a page that looks like this. I know there's a lot of information here, but I just wanted you to visually see what the page looks like. So you fill out all the information, company name, your address, province, the district you're in the province, and then type of collection point is where you would click. There's a drop-down menu, and you would click First Nations community. And then you have a choice of being a drop-off location where other people can drop off at your facility, or you're just a collection point. So I suspect you would just click the list as a collection point. And then there's the small print, and then you click agree and register. And then upon registration, program materials will be delivered to the participants. And that includes a 5-gallon collection pail, which is UN approved for storing and transporting the thermostats. TRP program information and instructions, including an accepted and non-accepted list. And if you click drop off, you get a drop off poster, and the pail does come with a prepaid return courier way bill. And we use Purelator. And then the participants, you collect and safely store the thermostats in the assigned TRP collection pail. And then when that's getting to near full, you return the collection pail, and it goes to Avitas. Our recycling facility, as I mentioned, is in Ontario, and you use the prepaid Purelator return way bill. Then the thermostats are sorted and counted and dismantled at Avitas, and then they send HRAI monthly detailed collection reports. We review the reports, we upload that into our database, and then we fulfill the replacement pails and return way bills, and that takes about 2 weeks to get a replacement pail back to your location. And now I'll just talk about how the materials are managed at end of life. So the metals from the thermostats are recycled. They're a commodity, and they have some value, so they are sent for recycling within Canada. The glass ampules are sent to Bethlehem Apparatus in the States, and they actually separate the glass and mercury And the glass, once that's separated, the glass is then crushed and sent to landfill due to quality impurities and market demand. And then Bethlehem Apparatus, they stabilize the mercury by converting the elementary mercury to mercury sulfide, rendering it safe for disposal in engineered landfills. So that stabilized mercury is shipped back to Canada and it's sent to Stabilix in Quebec. They're a permitted hazardous waste landfill for final disposal. And then the plastic containers, when they're broken, they can't be used anymore. They are recycled. They're a high quality plastic, so they're recycled within Canada. The plastics from the mercury containing thermostats, the housings, they're landfill. That's low quality plastic and it's not amenable to recycling. So that's actually sent to landfill. The plastic from the electronic thermostats is actually sent to a plastic recycler and that is recycled. And then the batteries, we do get batteries. Our messaging is to please remove the batteries before you put the thermostat in the pails. But we do get them and they are sent for recycling within Canada. And program performance, have a few stats here for you. In Manitoba, we've collected 7,361 thermostats. There's some stats about the plastics, metals, glass, and mercury in batteries. And we've kept 24 kilograms of mercury out of the environment. And then here's some pictures taken at Avitas, just showing their thermostat dismantling station. You can see the mercury thermostats there, and they're removing the glass ampules that has the mercury in them. You can see some batteries sitting there. So that's their little dismantling station at Avitas. And now program administration. So the program is, I mentioned earlier, is 100% fully funded by thermostat manufacturers. They pay for the full costs associated with operating the program, such as collecting, transporting, dismantling, processing, along with all the other program expenses, including marketing and even the cost of the collection pails. There's no cost to government and there's no cost to participants to join the program. And that's it. That's all the slides I have. That concludes my presentation.
Okay, excellent. That was really informative. Now we have a question. What should a community do if Purelator doesn't come to the community? For instance, remote and winter road communities up north.
Yeah, that's a good question. So that's one of that is a barrier to the program. So we do work with Purelator. We have a list of where they're located.
Mm-hmm.
And Purelator also works with Canada Post. So if you get Canada Post, you should be able to get a bucket there.
Okay, so usually how that works for those communities is the mail's flown in on an airplane. Would there be any sort of issues with air transportation regulations? Is it considered a hazardous material?
It's not considered a hazardous material because of the small volume of mercury in the thermostats. So we're kind of exempt from from that.
Okay, that's good to know. So it could be flown by air without any issues
Should
other than
be.
regular air issues.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Did we have any other questions from the audience? I got one too. Do you currently work with any First Nations around Canada? I know you guys said you're Canada-wide kind of PRO. Do you have any success stories or cases coming out of other provinces?
Well, we are in the province of British Columbia. We have so all of the stewards, we're called SABC, Stewards Association of BC, has hired a First Nations Recycling Initiative manager, and he's going out and dealing with all the First Nations communities and helping them with kind of like the Winter Roads project and helping them. So he's been bringing them on board for the thermostats, and he's been delivering the pails and helping promote the program, not just TRP, but also the other um, EPR programs.
Okay. So you used a middleman out there for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
working quite well.
Okay. So realistically, that could be something our team could kind of handle for you, right? If we added kind of mercury thermostats to our repertoire of things we handle. If we know that this community up north has like 25 thermostats they have, we can sort of begin that process of getting them
Hmm.
out to Winnipeg to us to send to you kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. If they,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's a
And he
great
helps, well, he helps engage with them because some communities, are further ahead than others, and some
mhm.
need a little bit more time and awareness, and so it's a good bridge.
Right, yeah. So basically every community we work with too has this large gap of the construction sector in their community, essentially tipping uh, free at their sites, all these like big parts of buildings, but also things like thermostats. Every single building out there pretty much has a thermostat. So like we need to be, I think as a province kind of tackling this more because those numbers were good, but if you just think about the sheer number of houses and
Yeah,
buildings out there, like it's a lot,
yeah,
right? Like it should be tens of thousands, but
absolutely. Yeah, we need to be doing more. And in BC, what we did with some of the First Nations communities was target the ones that were doing a lot of housing development or doing a lot of demolition and talking with them.
oh yeah. We have another question. This one's from Ken Harry out of Black River. He says Black River will be registering. A lot of these thermostats get thrown away in our dump with demolition material. Will you be sending informational material with the buckets and packaging?
Yes, it does come with some TRP information and the accepted, non-accepted list.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, and if they need anything else, just let us know. We've got brochures and education material.
Hmm. Right, and our team will also act as a bridge too in the future for this. Now that we know, sort of, yeah, it's good. It's good knowledge to have because um, I think there's way more mercury out there realistically than probably Environment Canada knows. Like just you said 24 kilograms. Like I wonder what the overall actual weight of all.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be like a million kilograms or something like.
Yeah. And back in the day they used to actually reuse mercury, but now there's regulations against that. So it can't be reused. It needs to be go for disposal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good news that Black River is going to register. So thank you.
Yeah, and we'll also get others on our. We work with 23 right now. There's still way more, so there's a lot of work to be done for this particular waste stream.
And after the presentation, we're going to send the TRP link and the registration link and the presentation out. So you'll have that right in your email.
Hmm. Um, so I don't know if there's any more questions in the chat, but did you have anything else you wanted to talk about that's not on the presentation you think would be great for people to know watching this in the future?
Mm. Well, it's just about awareness. Sometimes, like you say, the thermostats just go in with the construction waste. And I'm actually going to Metro Vancouver's Zero Waste Conference tomorrow. And one of the talks is the construction and demolition folks. So we're starting those conversations because we haven't really targeted those much. So that's a big sector that needs to be brought on board and be aware and talk to and the awareness about, what are you doing with the thermostats when you're demolishing and they should be separated and not just included with all the other materials for demolition waste. So that is a big sector we're targeting.
Yeah, like on the prevention side of it, hey, the preventative kind of proactive measures you can take with the construction industry.
Yeah.
And that's something too with a lot of the communities we work with is that there's different federal stuff, so it's different silos basically. So like the housing silo in a community won't communicate with the waste management So like there's a huge disconnect kind of there between those two departments. So there's like a little bit more complexities to navigate for First Nations for this kind of thing. But this knowledge will be important going forward.
Well, and my email address is up there. So if anybody has any questions at all, like we're available and accessible and happy to even if you need help registering, if you have any questions at all, please let us know and reach out to us. We're available.
Okay, excellent. Well, this was a nice, short, quick, great, informative webinar. Thanks to everybody for showing up, and for people watching this in the future, this information was out there for you now. So thank you very much, Kathleen.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.